and welcome to the latest edition of New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary, direct from our newsroom, otherwise known as my Compost Heap. Let's see what stories we're working on this week. Here's the envelope, and thank you to everyone who submitted their bids. Let me tell you who won. Oh wait, I'm not going to tell you. I learned this week how they do auctions in New Haven at towing companies, at least the one I went to, Catapano's. It's a pretty weird deal. What it is they tow these cars. The city lets them do it if they ticket them. If you don't pick up the car, they get to auction them off to sell them. The idea is that they're going to keep just enough money to pay back the towing and storage, and then they turn the money over to the state, supposedly. But here's what happened when I went there. If you wanted to bid on this car, I watched the people bid on a Chevy, you had to write down how much you're bidding, and then they seal it, and they don't tell you how much anyone else bid. They tell you you have to bid a certain amount of money so we get our money back for the towing and storage. But they don't tell you how much that is, so you have to guess. Could it be 500? Could it be 1,000? Then at the end of the day, when no one's watching, they open it up and say, sorry, no one bid enough, we keep the car. Does that sound kosher to you? Let's see what else we're working on this week. Well, here's, I think it's time for a new dining room set. This chair is a little beat. Got us through a lot of nice seders and stuff over the years. You know, if you're looking for a new dining room set or a kitchen set or some gadgets for your phone and stuff, check out a new store in Whaley this week. It's called New Haven Furniture Plus at 296 Whaley. The reason I'm saying check it out, I met the guy who runs it. It's actually a reopened store. Boubacar Diallo. He used to have a store downtown in Chapel Street. It got destroyed in that big fire in December. This guy looks ahead. He only had enough insurance to cover less than half of the amount he lost. He lost over $100,000, but he picked himself up. He got a lot of great help from the city, Clay Williams, Michael Pinto from Economic Development. They found him a new place, and he's back up and running. That's the spirit that makes it happen in New Haven. He's from Senegal. He's an immigrant that came to New Haven, settled here. We wish him all the luck. Actually, I think until I get a raise at the Independent, I might not be able to buy a new set, but maybe one of you can. What else we got here? Okay, I'm coming clean, guys. Here's my Elm City resident card, that immigrant-friendly New Haven ID. Now, my grandfather immigrated here, but I'm coming clean. I have one. Here's my name, Paul Bass. Here's my picture. Now, there are some creepy guys in New Haven who want to find out the names of everyone who has the card. It's called the Community Watchdog Project. That's like the White Citizens Council used to have down south. And so they were up at the Freedom of Information Commission in Hartford this week, and I was watching them. And they want to make New Haven reveal the names of everyone who has the cards. And it's clear why they want to do it, because they tried to narrow their request when I was there this week. They just want the Spanish surnames. They want to go after the immigrants and try to intimidate them, not to get an ID card to be part of this community. Boy, what a bunch of losers and creeps. Now, if you have any doubt what their agenda is, it's not about freedom of information. Because I happen to think New Haven does not have a good freedom of information record. You know, and they lost the case about making evaluations of supervisors public. They just subverted it. I've had other cases up there with these kind of quasi-public slush funds. But this time New Haven's right. They have to protect their citizens against these kind of people. Let me tell you, like, they got one note that they showed in evidence this week that there were death threats against city officials because they were letting immigrants have an ID card. Isn't that kind of sicko? And there was one here where one guy wrote to the mayor about this dirty race of people from Mexico, quote unquote. He says, and I can't wait for the riot breaks out. I have my automatic rifle ready to go and won't hesitate to use to kill these rodents. So if you have any doubt what the agenda is here, that's why for once Department of Homeland Security in the state is not overreacting. They're saying don't release these names, New Haven. People could get killed. Now, I watched Dustin Gold, who runs the Community Watchdog Project, that hate group, and you know what he tried to do at this hearing? He tried to bring up the death of an immigrant named Manuel Santiago, who was killed because he had cash on him, because like a lot of immigrants, he didn't have a bank account, and he gets killed in a robbery. Some guy wants the cash. So this was used by those of us who support the ID card to say this is why we want to help police not ask people about their immigration status, help people open bank accounts. So Gold tries to bring up this case saying this guy wasn't really robbed. You know what his evidence was? His evidence was that the guy who killed him when he was being sentenced said, I didn't rob him. He said that because he didn't want to spend more years in jail. This guy was a felon with a long record. Based on that little bit of evidence, this guy Dustin Gold from a group that's one of these law and order type groups that usually doesn't listen to people with long felony records about excuses, all of a sudden he's saying, look, here's evidence. This guy wasn't really robbed, so it's fine to release all their names. Believe that one. Till next time, this is the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. And remember, always pick up your trash.